We are going to go to an early edge next. Again, with so much influx for week 18, this is going to feel maybe a little bit different than our typical best bets early edge rollout. But without further ado, let's get to some predictions for week 18.
The early edge.
Yeah, so like you said, Greg, a lot of influx here. We don't want to cover games that could look wildly different by the weekend. We don't want to speculate about roles if we don't need to. So we're just going to touch on the three biggest games of the week here, two of which are on Saturday. That'd be the Bucs Panthers for the NFC South title, Seahawks Niners for the NFC West title and the number one seed, and the Ravens Steelers for the AFC North title and what will be the final spot remaining in the playoffs come Sunday Night Football. So we'll start with Panthers Bucs. And as we usually do, I'll bring up the full predictions here, and we'll just kind of talk through these games. So playing for the NFC South are the Panthers, who came back from 3 or 4 games back to face down the Bucs, who've been in free fall here, coming into this game as +3 road underdogs, 56.5% probability to cover that number. Over-under set at 43.5. Model has the most slight lean of 53.6%. No edge at all to the over in that. And then Bucks money line is 59.5%, pretty much right in line with market price. You can get a little sweet spot on the over-under, which has returned 3.1% ROI over 61 bets at this edge range throughout the year. So you got something there as the primary, well, except there's no real value. So, kind of as we would expect to see in a game like this with a lot at stake, pretty competitive and not a lot of edges. Excuse me. Anyway, we may have a sub 500 division winner after this, but no matter which team it is, if the Bucs win this game, the winner will be 8-9, the only one. And I am not salty about that at all, with the Cowboys potentially 8-1 on the outside looking in. It's their own fault. I mean that. I am not sarcastic. I'm not salty about that. I don't like the idea of people who think, it should just be the best records. Winning the division matters, even if you are under 500. One thing I'll point out is based on these projections where you have Bucs win and Panthers +3 with at least fair odds or a little edge. If you're a madman, you can try and middle this with a Panthers cover and a Bucs money line. Panthers are +2.5 on DraftKings, but that'll get you +1,400 for a very narrow win by the Bucs. If you want to tease it up to +3.5, you'll get +525, which is very in the realm of possibility. Kind of a small hedge against the Bucs if you have that division winner parlay, although you're banking on the Panthers to keep it close in that instance, and it's not just a straight up hedge. But I love the Panthers spread in this game. Bucs are 5-11 against the spread this year, worst in the NFL, and absolutely dreadful 1-6 covering the spread at home. Panthers are 9-7 against the spread, 4-4 on the road. Like I said, if you're interested in that division winner parlay, depending on your payout, you got to find a way to hedge in this game, whether it's just parlaying that Bucs Saints money line, trying the middle, or even finding, maybe a couple more fun angles to play in a way. But if you're riding on that, I think you got to find a way to guarantee yourself a profit here.
Speaking as a fan of a dead football team, the Bucs are giving me "we know it's over" vibes right now. It's been a limp to the finish line. The loss last week to Miami was a disaster.
Yeah. It looked like it. I mean, I was coming in, I was like, man, either way, it's going to come down to the final week. But I was a bit nervous that the Bucs got such a good matchup with the Dolphins, while the Panthers had to contend with the Seahawks to try and claim the title. But yeah, I mean, they couldn't even show up in that game. They let Quinn Ewers beat them. It's just not really inspired football by the Buccaneers right now. So, my only reasoning for saying that the Bucs are a play is by way of hedging against that division winner parlay. I really think it's the Panthers in this. I love the +3. You're getting an edge. That would be my single bet that I would play in this game. I'm not going to, because I'm already making enough money if the Panthers win this game. It's not really worth it for me to further invest into the same Carolina side.
Yeah.
Prop angle wise in this, I mean, scoring looks pretty low here. Mike Evans peaking at 42% for a touchdown. No one on the Panthers clearing 40. Tet McMillan right there. I think I like Rico Dowdle receiving yards in this game. Got him projected for 20. Didn't smash in the last game, but he saw 6 targets. He just didn't do enough with them. Bucs are still giving up the most receiving yards per game to running backs, over 50 per game on the year. His line is 16.5, so you're getting plus money at 20. You can get him for the over on his regular line. Maybe play it early in the game, but I do think Dowdle will get some extra looks. I mean, he only needs the 7 yards, so it's not like he needs a ton of volume, but he's been clutch for them, and they're going to feature him in a very important game for them. We also get a little rookie wide receiver showcase.
Sure.
Emeka Egbuka, which is pretty fun. They each led their team in receiving just 2 weeks ago. Granted, Egbuka did that with 40 yards. Tet was over 70. I think Tet will do that again. Projected for 63, 40% TD probability, just under second highest in this game. Notably, they are almost the exact same yardage totals. Tet McMillan is 71 away from 1,000. Egbuka is 70 shy of 1,000. The Panthers' focus is on winning the game. They might try and feed their rookie a little bit alongside that to try and help him hit that mark. He is the offensive rookie of the year favorite. Would be doing him a favor to have him put on one more big game. Bucs passing defense is atrocious, and you can get plus money on Tet for 70 plus at plus 142. Got him at 63, so a few yards shy, but definitely an angle I think I will be looking at.
I like that. Yeah, it's been a weird run for Egbuka. I was all over him early in the season. He had some injury stuff and just has not been utilized nearly as much. I think there's a pretty obvious correlation with Egbuka being limited and or worse and the team not finding nearly as much success. So, yeah, I don't know. I want no part of the Bucs right now. I got to be completely honest with you. I love Panthers catching the points in this spot. How about the Seahawks 49ers next, though? This one should be fun. Model like Seahawks just barely here, it looks like.
Yep, just slightly. You get a 1.6% edge on them, 54.5% win probability. So you're getting a little value, 50-50 on the spread. So, it's only 1.5. And then the under gets a little lean at 53.5%. 2.2% edge, almost even money, which is why you're getting that edge. This was like minus 115. It would pretty much be even and not really worth a look. I still can't believe we're here with the Niners. This is crazy. And I was on the model was on the Niners early in the year. They were a regular feature when we were talking about Super Bowl value, NFC Championship value. Early on, they were just priced so further out than we believe they should be. They were dealing with a rash of injuries. Just talk about resilience. This team is 6-4, third in the division, with Mac Jones starting for what felt like 2 months, and they haven't lost a game since then. They could secure a bye this weekend. Kyle Shanahan should be in conversation for Coach of the Year. He definitely is. He's in the top 3 on the books. It's Vrabel favored, but at plus money. What Kyle Shanahan did with losing pretty much all of their best players at some point, the Brandon Ayuk drama, injuries, George Kittle playing some games. It's crazy. But, on the backs of Christian McCaffrey's comeback player of the year run and just great coaching. And now Brock Purdy playing some of the best football of his life. They're right here. This was a 20-1 Super Bowl team preseason, 16-1 at some points. Now just plus 900, likely gets shorter if they secure the bye. Just hats off to the Niners. Got to be really impressed with what you're seeing. And they are rolling right now, at least offensively. Defense got a little concerns there, at least as far as the long run. Seattle keeps just doing their thing. One of the statement wins of the year a couple weeks ago over the Rams. And I just think after that and what we've seen from the Niners the past few weeks, this is going to be on the higher scoring side. Our Noah model does have the under slightly leaned. I would not chastise anyone for just riding with the model here, but the 49ers just played the Colts, Titans, and Bears are good. Respect that. But they have seen game totals of 60, 70, and 80 points in their last 3 games. I don't think that's just suddenly going to flip on its head. Yes, this is a very competitive game, and they need to win. And the Seahawks have a good defense, but they also just gave up all those points to the Rams as well. I think we're going to see back and forth, not dissimilar to that Bears game, to that Rams-Seahawks game. You're going to see, I think, similar game plans from both. These teams are super evenly matched. Identical spread records this year. We'll say Seattle's 7-1 on the road. So very impressive there. I just don't think there's any motivation to take the spread. It's only 2 points. So we're already getting an edge on Seattle to win, according to the model here. -112, 54.5%. If you're on the Seattle side, just take the money line. Don't take that extra point and cause a risk that literally would have been a loss when they were narrow money line favorites against the Rams just 2 weeks ago, winning by 1, and they were -1.5. So, maybe a little cautionary tale on display in that game.
Yeah, it is. I have so much respect for both these football teams. That Niners-Bears game to me felt like an NFC championship preview. It just did. And I know you can say that about a lot of different games. The Seahawks have certainly been involved. Like, you can do the same thing with Seahawks-Rams a couple weeks ago. These are just good football teams. And what the Niners offense has turned into with these names, I mean, look at the names in front of you. Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey is a stud, but he's not even the C-Mac that he was around 3-4 years ago. Kittle's been in and out of the lineup. It barely even matters. This team punted twice in the month of December. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't want any part of this game because I just want to sit back and watch this game. Like, either team could win this game. It feels like it's going to be a coin flip. Both these teams could make a Super Bowl run, and I won't be surprised. And if the model says a slight lean in Seattle, that's probably where I would go. But I'm not surprised the model only has a slight lean on this one either, because this one's a toss-up to me.
Yep. Couldn't agree with you more. I think you're right. This might be just a fun one to watch and enjoy, and put the betting aside. If you are, just a couple angles worth calling out anyway. CMC needs 110 receiving yards to become the only 2-time member ever of the 1,000 rush, 1,000 receiving yard club. Unsurprisingly, we project him well below that, 41 receiving yards here. He's plus 2,100 for 110 yards on DraftKings if you think he gets it. He's got some interesting touchdown value, which would certainly be an angle I'd play over that receiving line. 3 touchdowns plus 1,700, 2 touchdowns plus 330 with a high edge, 6.2% right there. So certainly something you can look at. One player I do like, if I were looking at a singular player in this game, it's Ricky Pearsall. Purdy's playing out of his mind right now. Despite the Seahawks defense being really solid, they gave up 225 yards to Puka Nacua 2 weeks ago. Ricky Pearsall is not Puka Nacua, but he's been very effective when healthy this year. We've got them pretty much even. Oh, we do have them even now. Juwan Jennings, 48 yards. Ricky Pearsall, 48 yards. Both are plus money for 50 plus. So a nice little kind of entry level target right there. And I would lean the volume. Ricky Pearsall has 15 targets over his past 2 games. Jennings was almost invisible last game until his big touchdown catch. Only games with more than 6 targets are games when Ricky Pearsall has been out. George Kittle should be back in this game. Pearsall's got games of 85, 96, 108, and 117 receiving yards this year. Only played 9 games. Jennings cleared 80 yards once. It was 89 yards back in week 2. I think you might see Ricky Pearsall have a really big day in this game. Would be the only real angle I'm looking at.
The Pearsall line feels really low as you talk through this, and just how heavily utilized he has been in recent weeks. I like it back to the earlier moment in the episode. I like Kenneth Walker, maybe receptions or maybe yards either way. And I like Pearsall for a big game over that number. One more here, Ravens, Steelers. Of course, this is the final game of the season. And of course, this means something to these two teams. Let's go, Dave.
You can't make this crap up, dude. Like 1-5 Ravens. The Steelers are rolling away, and they're like, the Ravens are still minus odds favorites to win this division. Then they were slumping. Then it looked like it was over. Then it looked like it was Pittsburgh. Then it was over again for Baltimore as we stood here on the show last week and talked about. Although at that time I didn't know it would be Malik Willis starting the game for the Packers, though he did play very well. I think it's safe to say that contributed to the Ravens winning that game where they just let Derrick Henry do Derrick Henry things, 36 carries for 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards. And they might just have to do that again, even if Lamar Jackson plays in this game. That offense simply is not very good outside of Derrick Henry. You got to imagine Lamar is going to try and give it a go. He is in our projections here, 209 passing yards, 34 rushing yards. But, if he's not, I'm very skeptical about the Ravens' chances in this. But I do think this line reflects Lamar. I don't think the Snoop Huntley Ravens are a 3.5-point road favorite in this game. If the books are setting the line knowing that Huntley is starting the game. On the Steelers side, though, DK Metcalf may have literally punched them out of the playoffs. You could tell they were missing him badly this past week. They're in a must-win situation, and who do they target on 3 straight game-winning attempts? Marquez Valdez-Scantling, matched up with Denzel Ward. Does not exactly inspire victory from the Steelers when that is what you're doing to try, try and win the game. You look at our probabilities here. Model's really on the Steelers. 58.9% to cover plus 3.5. Strong probability. No sweet spot, but a high edge. 5.8%. Do really like that spot on the home team here. Your problem is, what are you going to get out of the Steelers offense? It's bleak, man. Pat Freiermuth, leading receiver, 34 yards, or leading pass catcher as is, 34 yards. Kenneth Gainwell. So you got a tight end and a running back leading this pass catching group here. They mustered just 34 team rushing yards against the Ravens just a couple weeks ago. DK went for 148 in that one. He was very much of an important part of the game plan. So while I'm not inspired by any of this Steelers attack, haven't really been for most of the season. Granted, DK Metcalf's been in the lineup, but they've gotten gritty, dirty games done. And I don't know. I kind of can't put quite my finger on it. But alongside the model's projection, I'm leaning Steelers in this one. More so confidently can't ride with the Ravens from what I've seen. And you're getting a very strongly endorsed model play.
Yeah. Are we sure we can't just put Joe Burrow in the playoffs? Are we sure that's where we're at? I mean, I get it. The Steelers are the Steelers. Tough franchise. Aaron Rodgers, I guess, one little nightcap on his career. That'd be fun. The Ravens do not deserve this. And if they limp into this and find a way, I guess give Tyler Huntley credit. No Jordan Love in that game, right? Like this team just gets life after life. And when they get life, they slip it. They let it just drop. And I think that's where this is headed. I think the Steelers are a live dog here. I will be on the Steelers plus 3.5. I think I'll probably be taking Steelers money line as well. And I don't know. I guess I'm going to tip my cap if the Ravens find a way to do this. I'll kind of have a sour taste in my mouth and regret that I didn't listen to the model repeatedly when the model kept saying the 1-5 Ravens will win the division. But for me, I wish DK Metcalf was not going through what he was going through right now. I still think the Steelers can find a way to get this done at home.
Yeah, I agree with you. And look, we've seen it all year. The Ravens have had so many chances. It's been handed right there for them to take the division, get things together, and they keep taking one step backwards right when it's there. I don't think that's going to change on the final day of the season. I think we just see kind of a microcosm of what we've seen all year and come to fruition. Steelers punch their ticket, get bounced early. A couple little prop angles here. You can see Kenneth Gainwell, 2 touchdowns. I think we got him for 1. Is that Aaron Rodgers scored a touchdown? That's funny. Hey, what do we got at 8% plus 2,000? That's an edge. Kenneth Gainwell. See, that's an angle I take over anything. Kenneth Gainwell almost plus 200, 40%. score a touchdown. That's if there's one singular touchdown bet I like in this game, it would probably be that.
Yeah. Yep. All right, there we have it. Thank you, Dave. 3 very big games this weekend, 3 games with lots of interesting ways to attack it from a betting perspective. We will be continuing this show through the NFL playoff run as well. So stay tuned. We will continue to deliver you all of the information you need to make some money betting NFL playoffs.